The newspaper headlines. I've got joining me the public affairs analyst Olade Ario is already in the studio here with me, and thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
And I see that you're on white with a believer emblazoned on your shirt.
Right.
I mean, on your.
It's a message. I believe Nigeria. I believe in Nigeria. I believe Nigerians.
Wow.
I also believe that we can get it better and we can get it right. And we will get it right.
Fantastic.
Regarding your last conversation, if I may add, it's as simple as eating yam with palm oil. Government forces only need to determine the dynamics and the dimensions of the attacks, the crisis, the arson, and the murder, including having a buy-in with the communities whereby they can give them intelligence ahead of attacks.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Quite interesting. All right, we also have Ambrose Ibuke will be joining us via Zoom. But let me quickly rush into what the newspapers are reporting this morning. Vanguard newspaper is the first newspaper to review on the show this morning with a headline: Methodist Church parents, students kick against ASU's continued strike. We heard about the strike issue, which has been extended for 12 weeks just yesterday. The Nation newspaper is next. Jonathan: I didn't authorize group to obtain APC form. And the writers read President Buhari's, former President Jonathan's aides disagree. Lawan, Silva, Ayade pick forms. Court to rule on Emefiele's request. That's the Nation newspaper. Leadership newspaper is next. 2023 presidency. Jonathan's picture with APC chairman Adamu sparks membership controversy. Jonathan's picture with APC chairman Adamu sparks membership controversy. That's the leadership newspaper there. Blueprint is next. As Fulani and Almajiri group picks presidential forms for former President Jonathan, Mr. Lawan joins Badaru Yerima to boost North candidacy in APC primaries. Quite interesting there. First News is next. Jonathan spurns Fulani group's gesture, rejects APC presidential forms, and the writer read says it's an insult. I'm not ruling party's member. Right. Now, Daily Trust is next. Confusion as Jonathan rejects APC presidential forms, joined ruling party in 2021. Northern governor paid for forms. Mieti Allah denies involvement. Ex-president did not authorize purchase. As a spokesman to former President Jonathan. Now, Nigerian News Direct. 2023 mixed reactions trail Jonathan's defection to APC purchase of presidential form as Lawan Silva Ayade join race. Nigerian Tribune is next. Race for APC presidential ticket. Fulani group pays for Jonathan's forms. Emefiele confirms ambition. That's Nigerian Tribune there. The Punch newspaper is next. Presidential bid. INEC, CBN partnership under threat over Emefiele's APC membership. Commission to review CBN's role may move ballot papers from banks' vaults. Quite interesting. This Nigeria is next. Race to Aso Rock. The crowded field, over 40 Nigerians jostle for number one tough job, emphasis mine. Daily Sun is next. 2023 presidency, Lawan's entry causes jitters in South. I'm running to take Nigeria to higher glory, says Senate President. Development affirms Saturday Sun report. That's the Daily Sun reporting there. National Economy, that's the penultimate paper that I have with me here. Federal government telcos disagree over new 5% duty on recharge cards. Multiple taxes levy not good for sector operators. A new tax will boost government's revenue. That's according to the CITN. And the last but not the least, Business Day, Nigeria's top banker Emefiele in eye of the storm. I have in the studio with me public affairs analyst Olade Ario, and via Zoom is from Anugu is PR consultant and public affairs analyst Ambrose Ibuke. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, let me start with you, Ambrose. Blueprint reports this morning, just like other newspapers, saying that as Fulani Almajiri group picks presidential forms for former President Jonathan, Lawan joins Badaru Yerima to boost North's candidacy in APC primary. So we've got the former president of Nigeria, the immediate former president of Nigeria, who is likely to join the race. What do you make of this hulabalu, so to speak?
Well, exactly 2 Tuesdays ago on this show, Mike asked me my opinion about Goodluck Jonathan joining the race. And I stated emphatically that it was a great gift. And I want to reiterate that it's a great gift, but it is not a good omen for Jonathan wanting to come back. Why are the same people who put Jonathan out of office, almost disgraced him, use all kinds of unprintable languages against him in the run to the 2015 election, are the same people now calling him a saint? That saint too, that ability to want to canonize Jonathan now, the man you called devil just 8 years ago, calls for serious scrutiny. And if Jonathan knows what is good for him, he should not even try to accept that, because as far as I am concerned, in my considered opinion, it is a ploy to rubbish him, and he should not try to do that. Jonathan has enjoyed a lot of goodwill since he left office, at the continental level, at the UN level, at the global level. He has been able to become a kind of an envoy for United Nations, an envoy for peace, an envoy for democracy, because he was one of the few democratic leaders in Africa that, after an election and he was declared a loser, willingly, left office. And even had a called while the ballot was still going on, after saying the large margin, he called General Muhammad Buhari then to congratulate him and tell him that, you have won. That is not the usual practice in Africa. And that earned him a lot of respect internationally and globally. An attempt to come back by him is, I think, a ploy to rubbish him. And at this stage, I don't know what Jonathan could not do in 6 years that he wants to come back to do for Nigerians.
Right.
I think this is the time to move forward and look for fresh ideas. I remember Jonathan's slogan was a breath of fresh air. We gave him that fresh air and he couldn't do anything different. Right. So I don't think he was going to do anything different. He should just enjoy his good new reputation and status in the international stage.
All right, let me come to the studio. Daily Trust has another twist. Confusion as Jonathan rejects APC presidential forms and Northern governor paid for forms. Mietiala denies involvement. But the thing is, we bought the form. Jonathan, where are you? We need to give you your form.
A couple of years back, I read, whether it was a book or an article, I can't remember, but the title is A Season of Anomy. Nigeria presently is enjoying now, let me say, a season of anomy, where everything that should go wrong has gone wrong, and those that should go right have refused to go right. I don't understand this lying now and pretense about some amorphous Almajiri and the northern farmers. I mean, how did they make the money in the last couple of years? Farming in the north has been so impossible because of the invasion by bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, and their likes. So who are these unknown and faceless people who still had 100 million naira to procure from for a man who was state governor, who was vice president and president for crying out loud? You see, I don't understand why the grandmasters now, who are the puppeteers, dictating what is going on, what they are up to. But in my study of history and the growth of nations and human communities, none went this route and succeeded. I mean, we studied the empires growing up. We studied about the emperors who became so powerful and they decided misbehaving. At the end of the day, they were consumed by the inferno that they generated. I would still plead with the power holders in Nigeria to understand that when the heavens will come down, it will come down on everybody, with no exception. The era of running away to other countries it's no longer possible. COVID gave us the example. When COVID came, all of us were locked in. Those who are supposed to have built world-class hospital and failed to, and those who ate the money meant for roads and all that, we were all locked in here. So they have messed up the political atmosphere that today it has become so difficult for us to read and make reasonable, conclusions here and there. And it's unfortunate.
Well, Ambrose, let me come to you. Daily Trust still has it that one of the writers read that former President Goodluck Jonathan joined ruling party in 2021 and ex-president did not authorize purchase of the farm. But the last time I checked, the former president was a member of the PDP. What do you know?
No, well, first of all, the Nigerian politicians, you cannot take away anything from them. The ease at which the politicians cross carpet from one political party to another is as simple as drinking a cup of tea. So it's not strange and it's not a big deal for Nigerian politicians to cross carpet from one political party to another. Check out the people in APC today. There were people in the PDP mostly, apart from the merger. There were the people from the PDP. So the other people that crossed from PDP back to APC, so the crossing is like crossing an expressway. It's not crossing an expressway is even easier because you need to look left and right for oncoming vehicles. This one you don't even need to look; you just cross. So it will not take away anything. I will not be shocked to hear or to confirm if President Goodluck Jonathan is already a member of the APC. It's not something too outrageous for a Nigerian politician to do. So if he has joined APC, why did he do it secretly? So, but I doubt for somebody of his caliber to join APC, I think APC would have celebrated it. It would have been a big party for the APC because he is a former president under the PDP. So it's a very big goal to have scored by the APC. So I don't think that it would have been hidden. I don't think it would have been secretly done like that. I don't think it would have leaked because from the world level to the state level, I mean, it could have leaked. But as I said, I can't take away anything from the Nigerian point. Talking of cross-carpeting.
Right.
As I said earlier, Jonathan should just relax and enjoy his retirement from the presidency.
All right, Olade Indario, one of the papers actually reported this morning, and it wrote, and I quote, "Why does former President Jonathan think anybody in the ruling party would want to surrender the party and government to him? Is it because he performed wonderfully well when he was president, or is it because he has been so useful to their government that he has been indispensable, or is it because he has suddenly received the magical powers required to defeat Boko Haram?"
That's a good one. I read a write-up yesterday in one newspaper or something, I can't remember again. And the guy said, the reason why all manner of characters with no pedigree are contesting for the #1 job is because the man sitting there has failed woefully. So they say, according to them, that if he can fail and still be there, they can as well go there and do their stuff. And that tells you how unwholesome Nigerian presidency have been so battered and bruised and wounded. Now,
but not forgetting the fact that everyone has the right.
You have the right. Nobody is doubting
whatever,
that. But the
whether
question
it is the
is,
highest job
we
or not.
must come to the moral pedestal. Where are you coming from? You were a governor that messed up your state for your 2 terms. You were a minister and nothing, no achievement of tangible value could be attributed to your tenure. And you now have the effrontery or the temerity to now say somebody, some communities or some unknown people bought you a form to be our president. Look, you give people higher tax when they do well with the smaller ones. If you've not done well with the smaller tax, who want to give you a bigger job to do? It doesn't work like that. It bears common sense. And that's the reason why we're all wondering why all this drama, and it's unwholesome drama, if you ask me, to the extent that APC spent so much in terms of money, manpower, and time, and other resources to oust Jonathan. And how do you now begin to look at the same APC inviting Jonathan to come and be its presidential candidate? What new education or training has he received in the last 7 years? or what new orientation has come upon him, or maybe new anointing now from heaven, whereby all of those things that were accused, that he was accused of doing then, okay, he will no longer do them again. At the end of it, this same man said he was the most abused president in the whole world.
Yeah. Don't forget that, during that time in Aso Rock, one of the spokespersons said that there were evil spirits in Aso Rock. So probably,
you will have gone deliverance now
cleansing
in your church.
Or where? Let me quickly take
maybe
this
Ambrose and do that.
to Ambrose. Ambrose, the Punch newspaper says, very quickly, I wanted to react to these under a minute if you can. INEC-CBN partnership under threat over Emefiele's APC membership, and CBN can be trusted with sensitive materials under Emefiele. That's according to the NBA CSOs. What would you say to this very quickly?
I think this election cycle has brought Nigeria to the lowest ebb. It has reduced our thought processes. It has questioned our little morality that was left. Before now, if somebody in the Emefiele's level even muted to be a politician, he would have just resigned. But now we have all sorts of public holders, public office holders contesting for election, not battling an eye. CBN governor, with all the delicacies, with all the trappings of that office, with all the power, with all the, the delicate nature of that office, wants to contest, and as even President Foster went to the court to contest his eligibility to contest, and he's still sitting there, the CPN governor. INEC should, as a matter of urgency, look elsewhere for the safety of sensitive electoral material, because Emefiele has become a party to the election. He cannot be trusted because he has already an aspirant, and he wants to become a contestant.
Right.
INEC should look elsewhere.
All right. So, Commission to review CBN's role may move ballot papers from banks' vault. How do you react to this?
That tells you that the ambition of Emefiele is wrongly headed and immoral, because it is now going to disrupt the entire system, whereby the CBN has been safely and keeping our electoral materials, and we've not had issues with them. But because of one man's inordinate ambition, now it's going to bring down all of these things, and then they will now start looking for ways or means to warehouse the materials. Maybe I can get the contract. My house is very big. Because it's unfortunate.
Anyway,
we are finding ourselves at this point.
You actually pitch your accounts in that regard. We just have to bring it to a close. But then, this Nigeria also saying the crowded field, over 40 Nigerians also for.
Are you going to?
So you and Olade Ndiario and Ambrose Iboke, I've got 99 million naira. No, I think I have just 66 million naira.
I'm taking my form today.
66,000 naira just remaining. You guys can just help me.
But I'm picking the form today.
Thank you very kindly.